Big wildfire is burning out of control tonight.
There are reports that many structures destroyed in the town of Paradise
Row after row of homes in Paradise reduced to ashes.
have been destroyed in the town of Paradise, which has a population of 27,000.
My name is Jason Fonte. I own Project Fired, which is a 1959 Chevy Apache. The truck was owned by a gentleman up in Paradise City, and when that wall of fire kind of came through, it took everything out, truck included, cars included, homes, everything, complete devastation. The truck was literally burned to the ground. Everything melted. Flames were on the inside billowing out. If you look all over the truck, there are crazy signs of what devastation happened. The driver's side door window melted out and re-welded itself back to the door. On the front bumper, there's pools of, I guess, the pot metal that when the emblems melted, it just collected right there. The original license plate on the front is still there, and it basically molded itself to the bumper with a crazy arc from the heat. And there's just a lot of crazy little signs like that all throughout the truck.
When I first heard the story behind Jason's truck, I knew there was a chance to create something that I'd never done before. The first photographer that I know of that shot flames with a vehicle was a guy named Easton Chang. He's an automotive photographer from Australia, absolutely amazing guy. And I've always wanted to try this technique, but you can't just do it with any old car. So finding something that was born from wildfire and shooting flames with something that was previously on fire seemed like the right thing to do.
The support posts that hold the bed essentially melted. And if you look at each corner of the bed, it kind of pulled itself up under, kind of like spider legs when you would burn them with a lighter. So when we Devious Custom stretched it back out, the furthest they could get to make it right, created a perfectly symmetrical wide body kit right over the tires. But even to this, like when you go and feel it, you can just feel all the ripples from the heat. My whole idea was I am going to put every, what I feel top-notch part towards this build because the history is truly a one-of-one truck on the planet. I got a hold of Devious, told him what I had in store, and the next thing I know, he sent 2 flatbeds out to pick it up, and then he just started grinding on it full time. Took him about 11 and a half months to build it, and then we fine-tuned it over the last couple months throughout SEMA and Dino's and stuff like that. And I mean, I've put almost 3,000 miles on it since not even a year from since this last year. I drive it everywhere. I mean, you get up and go, and it's about 550 horse, crazy exhaust.
So basically the way that this works, it's called a long exposure. The camera's gonna stay open for a long time rather than the standard little click that you're used to. And while that camera's open, I'm gonna light a giant pillar of fire behind it, and that's gonna light our truck. Yeah, so there's a lot of trial and error that went into this. I tried different types of fuel, gas, oils, and different types of material like cloth, cotton, polyester, and everything had a different burn rate and the way that it reacted with the fire. Believe it or not, the winning combination ended up being lamp oil and a cotton strap, kind of like a karate belt.
The trick was Jeff had to figure out how to make the patina match the outside. So he still hasn't given me the complete answer of what he did other than we did stuff. So, but each wheel is completely different looking. Each wheel looks like it was in the fire perfectly. And most people ask, hey, these are the original wheels, right? I'm like, no, they're brand new wheels. The only other metal that was really fabricated that is not original is the firewall, and it looks like legit it was in the fire. All the exterior metal is every original piece that was there, and we preserved it. Running full AccuAir setup, flow tanks, 2 5-gallon tanks. I'm running a 3-inch stainless steel Borla exhaust. The truck has a modded out LQ9, and it's all Holley EFI sniper kit and tuned on a dyno. Resto mod AC is hidden. The engine bay looks sterile. It's just a motor. Everything is gone. I didn't want to clutter it up. So when it came time to put some sort of color into the truck, I based everything, my whole color palette was based off the turn signal bezel that survived the fire. It had this really unique oxidized green and gold color. So everything has been tied back to that. And then on the interior, I wanted to keep it very subtle. I didn't want to muddy it up with shades of brown or try to find distressed faux leather or anything like that. So I tied it back to what I truly like, which I think is a little bit more elegant. When it came time to designing the bed, I did not want a full bed. I wanted the artwork of the chassis to be seen. And then also I tasked Jeff with having my flow tanks, just make them look cool, because I want everything to be seen. So he built all sorts of custom billet brackets for it. And then he got a hold of some new wood and he just distressed the heck out of it. I didn't really, when I started this project, that it was just kind of like, I'd like to do this. This is kind of an artifact to me. And I met a lot of really amazing people and heard some really truly heartbreaking and beautiful stories about what they had gone through, or their family members or their friends. And you know, having them tell me that this put smiles on their faces out of the tragedy that they had gone through or their friends had gone through, that was a pretty, you know, that's a pretty heavy hit to your soul. So I felt pretty cool about that. Not that I was like, hey, getting a pat on the shoulder, but I was just to make somebody else feel happy. We're human after all.